experience of just having people on either side of the road throughout the entire 26.2 miles was just something I had never experienced on that big of a scale before. The largest marathon I ran in has been the Albany Marathon and the Snickers Marathon, and we had about 1,800 participants. And this one in Boston, you had like 27,000. So you had a lot of people out there and everybody with that same goal in mind and just excited, the excitement in the air. I was at that point to get my blanket, and then that's when we heard the first explosion. And some of us were walking on the lake, and we looked back and we were like, what is that? We just thought it might have been maybe some type of festivities, because it was a Patriots Day. It was their holiday, and so with the number of people that showed up to enjoy that activity, we didn't think anything more about it. But then the second one went off, and we knew something was wrong. But our volunteers just kept us just moving along. Well, actually, we didn't find out how serious it was until after I had actually checked, gotten my clothes, my yellow bag with my belongings in it, and got to my phone that I could call my husband. And he was actually 3 blocks over from us, but because he was actually at the finish line at the beginning over by the flags, and he heard the first bombing, and they just all took off running. He said people were running and just jumping and falling over tables, just trying to get out of the way, and it was just stampeding almost. As runners, we're dedicated to this. When we get our mindset on, I'm going to run a certain race at a certain time, and we've got our training, we got our plan, our game plan, and we attack it. And I mean, when we got to, everyone arrived in Boston, they had put in the time, and everybody had one thing in mind of crossing that finish line, because that's some hard training that we have to go through for that, and you have to be dedicated. And so for them not to have completed their goal, it's just heartbreaking. I am definitely wanting to go back I would love for, and I've even had talked to some of my friends that I met and they want to go back and that didn't get a chance to go to cross over, but it's just something that it's an experience. I've always wanted to do that, and for it to come true was just amazing, and I definitely want to go back again. Well, it's overwhelming. I'm like, gosh, I'm not a celebrity or anything. All my friends and family, they all know I just like to, I'm just a worker bee. I like to just keep going, but I'm not one that likes to talk about myself very much or be out there in the front a whole lot. But it's just wonderful. I mean, for Marcus, who works with the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center here, he called and he says, we want to have a luncheon for you. I'm like, oh. For me, I'm like, okay. But I was realizing my heart was beating 1,000 miles a minute. I'm like, but it's awesome. It's just wonderful that people just consider me as a role model and want to just thank me and just be so supportive. The entire community. I mean, this community, I just couldn't even begin to express how thankful I am to live in this town, to have all my friends and my relatives, and to just call on me and just thank me and just be in honor and all of what I've done, and I just appreciate everything. But I don't want it to overshadow that. Don't forget to think about all the people that in their families that lost loved ones or had someone that was hurt in this tragedy, because it's just not all about me. I just happen to be one person there, and the Lord just kept our timing just right. I finished in time, got over the line in time. My husband wasn't too far up to be in the middle of all the devastation, so I'm just thankful.